You may remember that we mentioned at the beginning of yesterday's show there was a whole lot of buzz about a potential earthquake close to Cape Henlopen this last Friday. Well, it turns out, no, it wasn't an earthquake at all.
Thankfully. It was something a little less dangerous despite how alarming the shake was for residents. We've got someone here with a little more information about what exactly happened. We have somewhat of an expert here today. And he's not an unfamiliar face in Historic Studio D. It's Mike Lichniak, of course.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me in the new digs.
Yeah, what do you think?
This is nice.
It is nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I guess if it happens in the sky, then you're an expert, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Especially because of the knowledge that I have of how the actual atmosphere works and why certain things happen for a reason.
So what was the noise?
It's a sonic boom. So it happens all the time in Ocean City because some of the naval planes from Pax River skirt the coast and they trigger off the sonic boom and whatnot. But up in Lewis, never usually happens because they don't usually fly that far or they don't usually do exercises.
Okay.
But what happened was they were doing exercises out of the Delaware River into the Delaware Bay. So it wasn't not just felt in Lewis. They felt it in Atlantic City. They felt it up in Cape May. This permeated all the way up through parts of New Jersey, this sonic boom.
Okay, so explain what a sonic boom is.
Okay, so a sonic boom is essentially the noise that comes off of an aircraft, because that's when they usually happen around here, when it breaks the speed of sound,
Right.
because it has to break the sound barrier. So when that happens, you get the ripple effect in the atmosphere. So think of the atmosphere, folks, as water.
Okay.
And so have you ever dropped a pebble into the lake and it permeates out the waves?
Yeah.
Same exact idea happens, but with sound waves. So when you break the speed of sound, that's the pebble breaking the water, and then all the ripples that happen is the sound waves going away from that break in the sound barrier.
Okay.
When the air gets dense, like it does in the wintertime, when cold air comes advecting in, the actual waves can travel farther. So when they do, they can reach the ground in more locations. So this happens, again, most of the time in Ocean City because that's where the exercises happen. But because of where it was happening, the exercise, and where they broke the speed barrier of sound, they permeated through Lewis, all the way up through the Delaware River, up the Delaware Bay, and into parts of New Jersey.
Now, from what I understand, when they do those exercises, they do put out a NOTAM or a notice to people or to, local agencies and things like that. But we don't always hear that, right?
And the other thing is that they're not allowed to break the speed barrier, the sound barrier anymore over land. That's a federal law. No planes can break the sound barrier over land. So for this sound wave to get as far as it did, to permeate as far as it did, there probably was a notice that was issued, but everybody just ignores them because when are we going to hear that sound wave get here to Lewis of all places? And then, you get and for everybody, it's that jolt. They're like, I just saw everything shaking and everything. That's how strong that sound wave is as the speed of sound is broken.
That is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Okay, well, we're not done with you because we want to talk about some other things. We're gonna start off with the sky and then maybe move up into space. What do you think of that?
I'm okay with that.
On January 23rd, NASA's Wallops Flight Facility will be supporting the launch of Rocket Lab USA's first 59-foot tall Electron rocket.
Now, the launch window is between 6 and 8 that evening, weather permitting. People all over the East Coast of the U.S. should be able to see it. Now, this is going to be a continuation of Wallops' 35-year history of supporting the commercial launch industry.
And speaking of space, let's go out of this world with our guest here. It's Mike Lichniak.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
This is a big deal for the Wallops Flight
Is it really?
Because they've been doing the Cygnus cargo spacecrafts with Northrop Grumman, but this is a big deal because this is the first one for Rocket Lab. This is the newly formed company that moved to the Wallops area just a couple years ago. They broke ground. They're building this massive warehouse where they're going to be able to build these rockets. It's the first of many that's to come here on Delmarva. So not only are we launching the Antares rocket with the Cygnus, now we have another company that's interested in launching rockets off of the peninsula.
No, is this a big? I'm sorry. Is this a bigger one than the Cygnus, or about the same?
I think it's a smaller
okay.
one, but it's still a big deal because this is a second company launching rockets here at Wallops, showing that there is viability on this peninsula.
I was just going to say business is picking up for Wallops.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got the Antares rockets, you've got Rocket Labs now. I've heard that there's another company that may be interested in moving there for for support. NOAA uses wallops all the time
Right.
for different missions with the hurricane hunters. I know that they were using it a couple of years ago for a drone that they've been trying to use to help get more data in during hurricane season. So things are booming. And
Always good.
We're
for
getting
jobs.
back into that space race, aren't we?
Right.
we're trying to.
Trying to.
We're trying to, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked about it at the beginning of the show, and I'm like, you know what, Mike's here. I want to ask you about
Okay.
it. That beautiful, big rainbow over Salisbury. Now, I took it as just a sign that it was going to be a great day.
But it's actually a sign that it's going to rain. And that's actually the second rainbow in 2 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Kendra, as she was driving across the bay for business.
Your wife?
My wife.
Yeah.
She also saw another rainbow yesterday. That's 2 rainbows in a row that she's seen.
Ah.
So, okay. So here's the science behind it. Usually we see them at sunset or after a rain shower because of how the
where the
angles
pot of
happen.
gold is.
Where the pot of gold is,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
And
was-
you're looking for the guy in the Lucky Charms cover.
Right.
But, besides all that, couldn't help myself there. So you get a rainbow with certain angles going into water droplets, whether it be 22 or 44 degrees. That's how you get them to appear. Usually we see them at sunset because the rain is falling and the sun's coming this way and we see it over the ocean. But you can flip it on the sunrise. We had the rain coming in from the other side of the bay with those showers that we're seeing throughout the day today. You had the sun just peek over the horizon. You could still see the sun from the horizon, so that ray came in at just the right angle at 44 degrees. Boom, there's your...
So the raindrops
rainbow.
are just like a prism.
That's exactly what it is. A raindrop acts as a prism, but you've got millions and millions of prisms being able to make such a huge display in the sky.
All I know is it was beautiful, and
was
and
gorgeous.
from where I saw it, it just looked like it was just right over Salisbury, but I saw pictures from Berlin and other places.
Yeah.
So
I think somebody from Millsboro also sent it to me too. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this was a great show. This
Yeah.
This one was ours. We just loaned it to the rest of you.
That's right. It's still a sign that it's a great day.
Great day. That's
Yeah,
exactly right.
absolutely.
No, anytime we have Mike Lichniak on is a great day, right? Thank you so much for coming in.
Meteorologist extraordinaire.